BMW India has launched Mini John Cooper Works Countryman All4, and to talk more about it, I have with me Mr. Hardeep Rar. Thank you so much for joining us, Hardeep. So first question, how significant is this product for Indian market? What is the demand for Mini per se in India?
So Mugdha, first of all, thank you for joining us today. It's a very important day for us since we are launching, as you said, Mini John Cooper Works Countryman All4. And this is going to be the most powerful Mini to be in India. You can imagine 300 horsepower, 400 Newton meter torque, 0 to 100 in 5.4 seconds, right? So this is very crucial product for us because we have all electric vehicles. We had two of them, Mini Cooper and Countryman. And there was a lot of demand from consumers, when are you getting us ICE? And there we are with this ICE model. So far as demand is concerned, we'll see, what consumers really, how many cars we booked during this period. It's going to be very limited supply this year, but from next year we will go full blast in terms of whatever customer wants. But this time, very few customers will be able to get it.
So you start the booking from today?
Yes, no, the booking has already started. We will start deliveries maybe in another week to 10 days time. But today is the formal price announcement, and of course, we'll get more bookings once we announce the price.
Okay, you said that Mini right now was only available in electric variants. How has the performance been for that? How has the brand been in India?
So, the brand Mini is very unique. This consumer wants to stand out in the crowd. He doesn't want to be, another normal consumer. Frankly, from volume perspective, we are not really we are not chasing volumes here. We want to build a brand which is very iconic. But since you've asked this question, this year we will close at about 750 units this year. But next year we will look at if we can cross the 4 digits.
Mini has, as you said, that has a very different identity and people associate it in a very different way. So how significant is John Cooper Works in this Mini brand image? So, because they of course stand for a lot more sportier Mini.
That's right. So as I said, the Mini customer wants to stand out, but there's another Mini customer which wants to stand out, yet he wants that adrenaline rush which he is not getting, and which is why we bring in the JCW, and I spoke about the power you get. So that demand from a consumer where he really wants to feel the rush will be completely fulfilled by this new product.
You also have a subscription-based model for Mini, specifically Mini, and I remember that you of course have a subscription for every other product as well, but because that was a very lucrative offer that you had earlier. I'm not sure whether it's still available or not. But do you see people opting for subscription-based product?
It's still very small. I wouldn't say that it is very big, but there are consumers who want for a 2-month period or 3-month period. They just want to drive the car, and especially when a lot of NRIs come to India, they for 2-3 months they want to use the subscription for those 2 to 3 months. So we have that niche product, but what we are launching now with this is a 360-degree product wherein you get an assured buyback. So we have our financial services. So in that, if you get your car financed through financial services, BMW financial services, you get this 360-degree product where if you have any kind of concern regarding the resale value of the product, it absolutely takes care of that.
So you are guaranteeing a buyback
that's right.
plan with the country.
That's right, yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Now let's talk about the demand in the market overall. I believe the Q3 has been exceptionally good for you. It is your best ever quarter for BMW. So how's the demand going? What are the key learnings from what you have seen till now after the GST cut?
Yeah, so the last quarter was fantastic, especially September, while we had only 9 days in September, but I think it more than covered up for rest of the month. So we did about 4,200 units in this quarter, which is a growth of 21% over last year. So the best ever quarter 3. First 9 months, now we are growing at 13%. It was about 11% till August, and now we are at 13%, and we want to close the year at a very strong double digit by end of this year.
So you think that the momentum of demand will continue? beyond festive season?
Yeah, so let me give you some statistics. We grew by more than 40% year on year in September. While in terms of bookings, right, this is unheard of, very abnormal. Even this month, we are growing at similar percentage. But I think this is more of a pent-up because for those 37 days from 15th August till 21st of September, there wasn't much, much sale that happened during that time. But these 1,700 cars that we sold in those 9 days is what really worked for us, and we are looking at much bigger numbers in October. But long term, I don't think this is going to sustain. These 40% growth is unheard of. Before GST, the average industry in the luxury space was growing at about 6 to 7%. Of course, we were growing faster than them. I think once things normalize, I think the luxury space will grow from 9 to 10%, which is much better than what it was prior to the GST.
And which pockets are you seeing a little bit more interest in maybe ICE? Let's talk about ICE first and then we'll move on to EVs.
So ICE, we are seeing growth in upcountry markets because naturally, markets like Mysore, Mangalore, Patna, Ranchi, Lucknow, Jaipur, the tier 2 and tier 3 towns are really showing a very good momentum from overall perspective and more so in ICE. So yeah, tier 2, tier 3 are growing quite well in that.
And what about EVs? How are their performance and what do you expect? Do you see their tier 2, tier 3 market coming up? Because generally EVs, because of infrastructure issues, the tier 2, tier 3 market holds a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. So EVs are more growing in the metro markets because this consumer, as you know, in metros, the distance covered is quite huge during the day. You may be covering 40 to 50 kilometers, or maybe in some cases, when you are traveling from Gurgaon to Noida, you may do even more than 100 kilometers. So for those consumers, BEV is the perfect car because 100 kilometers and practically maybe 100 rupees of running cost, right? And you go back, charge your car, and which is very, very against maybe an equivalent ICE will cost you about 1,000 rupees. So I think that customer does a calculation. So distances being bigger in the metro towns, EVs have got a great acceptance because ultimately 80% of the charging happens at home. So it doesn't matter where you are. Even if you charge, maybe for example iX1, if you charge once a week, you're good to go from Gurgaon to Noida. And in a slower traffic, BEV gives you even better mileage. So a perfect case for a bigger town.
But does the luxury car buyer think about running costs, or is it more of a convenience and also tax benefits that they have?
Yeah, of course, you're right. No, that consumer is not so much worried, but who minds, saving cost? But yes, for them, sustainability is an equal great factor. So it's while it is not, while EV is a great thing for them to have, but also the space that you get in, let's say, iX1 and the kind of features you have, I think people are loving it. And hence, while GST didn't do much to the BEVs, but the waiting period on iX1 also went up from 2 to 3 months now. So doing great overall.
Do you think iX1 EVs might have a negative impact because of the fact that now the delta between EVs and ICE vehicles have come down because now they are all 40% and this is at 5%. Earlier it was at 5 and those were at 48, 50%.
So I don't see, frankly, because if that was the case, the waiting should have actually reduced in case of iX1, but that's not the case, which means people are still loving it because of the factors that we spoke about, that this customer, yes, is conscious about the running cost, but is also conscious about the sustainability and other factors which come along with the EVs. Even for i7, which is our top-end car, which is 2.25 crores plus, is also doing extremely well, and we are actually the segment leader in 7 Series plus i7 put together. That customer is also loving you can't say a 2.25 crore customer is really conscious about the running cost, but the fact that he's buying is purely because of he wants us features, and the sustainability angle is what really is attracting that consumer.
Till last year, the luxury EV market share had increased significantly. It had reached 10%.
Yeah.
Do you think that story will pan out this year as well?
Yeah. I think overall it has improved from 10%. I don't have the exact number, but I think it should be north of 15% now, because we are doing 21% and we are doing 1/3 of the volumes in EVs. 1/3 the volumes in luxury segment. So naturally it will go up further. We have also significantly improved our electric share this year. So I clearly see luxury taking the lead. And from BMW perspective, we probably will be the first player to hit a 30% mark, which Government of India spoke about by 2030. While that was for the overall industry, which included two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and commercial vehicle. But from a luxury viewpoint, a first player to hit a 30% mark, and probably will do it much before 2030.
Now, there are lots of disturbances internationally, lots of upheaval, be it political upheaval or maybe a supply side, for example, rare earth magnets from China. Everything is becoming a little bit more political, and then there is an aspect of maybe talks of a slowdown, global economy slowdown. India is still okay, but still global economy slowdown. Is that something that is of concern for luxury car buyers?
Not really. I think Indian economy is still going quite strong. Yes, it was slowing down prior to the GST cut because of all the global issues. So you had IT layoffs and the trade barriers which were there. Also the stock market not doing great. So a lot of negative sentiments overall. So I feel GST cut came in just at the right time, which has given a much needed fresh lease of life to the overall space. And we couldn't have asked for better timing than this. And which is why you suddenly see a lot of boost in the overall segment. Of course, luxury is getting benefited through that. But I think this is masterstroke just at the right time.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Brar, for
Thank you, Mugdha. Thank you again for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you.